What's up? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Make sure y'all get those likes up this morning. Make sure y'all get those likes. So I just wanted to talk about hatred. Make sure y'all hit the thumbs up. I'm seeing 11 people in here. Yes, John chapter 15, verse 18 through 19 says that if the world hates you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. If ye were of the world would love his own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hated you. And this is exactly why I want to talk about this because I haven't been on here in a while. A lot of people, you know, they're not taking the things that I say seriously when I get on here. And when I do talk, they want to come in the live streams, they want to play. Everybody just think that it's time to play. Everybody think that it's time for games. And I don't want to play. I'm sick and tired of playing. We living in a time where it's no time for games anymore. I don't even understand why y'all really get thrilled, from playing too much. And the sickening part about it is it's 30 plus year olds, 40 plus year olds, 20 plus year olds. People just childish. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, I have people in my life personally. Well, they're not in my life, but they know me personally. That they have like a obsession. Cause to be honest, I was entitled this at first. The obsession that you have with me. Evidently, I live rent free in the minds of people that I had no idea that I was, that was even thinking about me. So the sickening part about it is when people have access, you know what's so sad? When a person really dislikes you, but they see your child every day. They see your child every day. How in the hell, in the hell that you live you know, how in the hell that you live in, can you hate me but want my child at the same time? Make that make some sort of sense. How? Because if you hate me, if you dislike me, you dislike my seed as well. Don't give me that, oh, no, there's a difference. There's no difference. If you dislike me, you dislike my child. And it's like family members too. And it's like strangers too. A person to see you, turn their nose up at you, and speak to your child and wave at you at the same time. Wave at your child at the same time. And it's like, then you're being disrespectful when they get addressed. Now you're the problem because they got to get addressed. I'm seeing 5 people in here. Um, and 2 likes. That's it. So, um, but then when you read the scripture, it tells you everything that you need to know. The sad part about it is how children, don't understand that, this person that I'm up underneath all the time, that I'm around all the time, actually don't like my parent. They don't know. You want to know why? Because they're getting bribed with things. People know how to bribe kids. They know how to bribe them. All they got to do is buy them their favorite things, get them whatever they want, keep their mind elsewhere, and that's what it is. You know, um, there is another particular, I'm not gonna like call anybody out specifically, but I'm gonna just say this. There is another part of the family that my children are familiar with, and these people have a strong obsession with trying to, they have a strong obsession with trying to get me to lash out. So what they do is they go behind the scenes. They go behind the scenes and they do certain things that they know that I don't like. The crazy part is how I have respectfully asked certain people to keep my children away from certain people, but they refuse to do that because see everybody has this how can I say it, this dart, that they trying to throw directly at me to get me to blow up. It's the fact that people just want to see me mad. And I don't understand. Like I don't get, why do you invest so much time and effort, so much of your time, so much of your life to piss me off? Don't you got something else better to do? And I really felt the need to come on here and really talk about this early in the morning because, like, I just want to let y'all know that if you read this scripture right here, you understand this scripture right here, it'll tell you what you need to know about me, though. About me, though. If you read my description underneath my name on YouTube, it'll tell you everything you also need to know about me. I don't, this is exactly why I don't really come on here like that because it's like people be stalking me, y'all. They're watching me, they stalking me, they obsessed with me. They hate me though, but they love me. Because in order to hate me, you gotta love me. You putting way too much time and effort into trying to, and this is my thing too. If you dislike somebody so much, right? Why do you have access to the one thing or person or something, or someone that's extremely close to them? But it's like, you see what I'm saying? People want to keep those attachments. Shout out to my husband in a live stream on his other YouTube channel. Um, People just they want to continue to attach themselves to you, and that's what demons do. And then when you ignore them, they come through with these like false accusations and allegations about you, and they just make up anything when you ignore them. I remember one time, see, one thing about me is I can pick up on evil spirits, you know. So when I pick up on the evil spirit, I stay away from it. Stay away from it because it's not a person, it's a spirit. It's evil. And I make sure that I keep our child away from it as well. So I remember one time, you know, that's exactly what I did. And I want to say like days later, a person just started making false allegations and reports on me and stuff like that, lying and stuff, just simply because I was trying to stay away from them. They felt like oh well, she being fake. See, this is exactly what they say, you being fake. But the reality is you're staying away from them and their evil and their wickedness. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with the situation in regards to me being stalked. This is exactly why I titled this When Hatred Goes Too Far, because me being watched, me being stalked, cyber stalked at that, this is my thing. If I chose to stop communicating with you, it was evidently for a reason. If I decided that, you know what, I'm going to just stop talking to this person, it's for a reason. Anytime I stop talking to somebody, it's because I'm not comfortable. I'm no longer comfortable talking to you anymore because I see too much darkness over you. I see what you're capable of, especially when you are possessed with the devil inside of you and you got ill intent. I can see it all over you. I can feel it. Real talk. People really underestimate me for real, y'all. I'm telling you. Like, they be looking at me like, yeah, she ain't gonna find out what type of person I am. See, the thing is, I won't even let you go too far or get that far in my life. You won't even get an opportunity to for me to call you sis, call you cuz, call you, bro, or friend, or whatever the case may be, because I catch on too fast. Now, I'm not trying to say it like I'm just this, like I just got superpowers or whatever y'all call it. But I mean, it's the fact that when you use what you call spiritual discernment, you already know what's up. And I guess people don't understand that about me. So instead, they choose to go down the wrong path of hatred. A lot of people they intentionally will not understand you, although they want people to understand where they coming from though, but they will intentionally put themselves in a position to not understand you, even if you do try to talk to them. Oh yeah, I've tried to talk to people about themselves and they don't want to hear that. See, the thing that they gravitate to is hatred and making false reports on you, speaking bad on your name, throwing you under the bus. Oh yeah. So this is another thing too, y'all. It's a lot of stuff that people don't understand about me, and it's a lot of things that people don't know about me. But trust me, I know. I can. One thing for sure is anytime I can sense something from afar, from a distance, don't nobody even gotta tell me. They don't even have to say, hey, so and so said this, that, and the third, and this person did this, and nobody has to tell me that. I can already feel it, I can sense it. So, you know how you could just feel when somebody talking about you? You can just feel, like, you could just feel when your name is being targeted, when you just a target. Oh, yeah, I felt that. I felt that this morning. I felt that last night. And majority of the time, when I get these feelings, it always turns out that that's exactly what's going on. One time that happened, and so I'm gonna just say one time I felt this way, and not one time, but multiple times. But I can give y'all one situation where I had felt this way, and when I started talking about it, it came out that it was true. I ended up finding out the next day that somebody had put a false report on me. They put a false report on me. And people, and it's crazy because it's like you be chilling, you be minding your own business, you're relaxing, you're trying to stay in a positive mindset, you just enjoying your life while you get a chance to wake up every single day. You just trying to enjoy your life. But it says if the world hates you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. If ye were of the world, so if I was of the world, then the world would love me. But because I'm not of the world and I was chosen to be out of the world, therefore what? The world hates me. And I understand that. And I just wanted to come on here to let y'all know that nothing that you say and or do will stop me. Nothing that you say and or do will stop my progression, period. Y'all constantly keep trying to put up roadblocks in my life because you hate me. And like I said, if you hate me, you hate my child. Facts. You hate me, you hate anything attached to me, anybody attached to me. Because you better believe that these very same children that y'all be around, that y'all see from time to time, yeah, y'all know who I'm talking about. These very same children was in my womb for 9 months. They were inside of me for 9 months. And let me explain something to y'all as well. We're gonna go to the scripture where it says it. Let me break something down to y'all real quick, because a lot of people don't understand this. See, people swear up and down they believe in God, but they don't know anything about nothing in the Bible. They don't know nothing about the scriptures. Even if they read the scriptures, they don't even have the ability to break it down, to really understand it. So there's a scripture that I want to read. Let me go to it. And it's actually about children. It's actually about children. The same children that I carried for 9 months. Yeah, it's about those children. So give me 1 second. Let me get the scripture. All right, we back with the scripture. Psalms chapter 127, verse 3 through 5 says, Lo, children are a heritage of the Lord. You hear me? Do y'all hear me? Listen to this. And this goes out to all the people that hate me so much. That hate me so much, but got access to the children that I carried in my womb as a reward from the Most High for 9 months. This goes out to all those family members. You know who you are, that see my children from time to time. Same people that dislike me. I just need y'all to understand something. Lo, children are a heritage of the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is his reward. As arrows are in the hand of a mighty man, so are children of the youth. Happy is the man that hath his quiver full of them. They shall not be ashamed, but they shall speak with the enemies in the gate. First and foremost, children are a heritage of the Lord. Give me a second. Children are a divine blessing, a cherished gift from God, and a form of stewardship rather than a burden. Rather than a burden. You can't sit here and tell me that, man, I love this kid. This kid is really smart. Because first of all, you got to understand something. You didn't put that in them. You didn't instill that in them. No school did that for them either. You know who did? God. You know who else they get it from? Their parents. When you see my child, they are a reflection of me and their father. Understand that. So this is what we're gonna do. Wait, let me see. Okay. So we're gonna give y'all the breakdown because I know a lot of people probably like, huh? You know. So Psalms 127 verse 3 through 5, it basically states that children are a divine heritage, a reward, a blessing rather than a burden. You know, children are purposeful, protective, to be nurtured, you know. A full quiver represents strength, security. So let me explain something. This is exactly what me and my husband was talking about the other day because when a woman is pregnant, right? That's an automatic blessing. That's an automatic gift from the Most High God. Understand that. Please understand that no pregnancy is a mistake. It's not a mistake because if it's a mistake, then it means that the blessing that God gave you is a mistake then. No child is a mistake in this world. If a child is a mistake to you, what was I about to say? So, no child is a mistake. No pregnancy is a mistake. None of my children were a mistake. It is a gift from God when he blesses you with an opportunity to carry another human inside of you for 9 months. Can y'all believe that it takes 9 months for a human to be fully formed? Can you believe that it takes 9 months? It's amazing. It's amazing, ain't it? Oh yeah, it's amazing. You got to think about it though. When you when you think about a pregnancy, it is not just a pregnancy, okay? It's more to it. You think about the developmental phases within the pregnancy and how a baby is created, how the baby is, what did I say? Created, how the baby is forming, the different stages that you have to go through as the woman that's carrying a baby. Um, it's a lot of changes that you have to experience within your own body, being pregnant and stuff like that. But if you think about it, I mean, it's a blessing. The pain is worth it. The throwing up and all of the morning sickness and all that is worth it. But I'm gonna tell you what's not worth it. A headache from a person that's trying to piss you off or target you during your pregnancy. If I said that right. Yeah, if I said that right. Um, Understand that this live stream is not scripted at all. So I don't have no scripted words for y'all. I'm just like going off the top. But um this conversation, this topic is bringing me to the the portion that I need people to understand. No child is a mistake in this world, especially when the gift from the Most High God was given to me. When you steal the gift that was given to me, then you're gonna have to suffer some harsh consequences from the Most High God. Understand that. I think y'all might know where I'm going with this. Only to the people that understands what I'm saying. See, let me explain something to y'all. Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna say. We're gonna talk about kidnappers. We're gonna talk about bitter baby fathers and baby mothers. We're gonna bitter adoption agencies, foster care agencies, court systems, child support court systems, you name it. Other family members involved, strangers, sick people that got sick minds that just want and prey on children. You know, give me a minute, y'all. Let me get we're gonna take a 2-3 minute break. I gotta transition myself into the next room. Okay, so give me a minute. Uh, Damn it, give me a minute, y'all. Bear with me. All right, we're gonna finish up talking. All right, we back. Had to transition myself so I can be able to, talk a little clearer. Um, so first and foremost, I just really want to say, like, none of y'all can stop my progression. You can't stop me from moving forward in my life. Um, just because of some personal feelings that you got towards me or whatever the case may be. And you know what be sad? It's when you don't even know these people. Majority of the people you majority of the people I don't even know have that. I'm telling you, I live rent free in their minds and I don't even be knowing. And it's really sick. It's really sickening how far people will go with their hatred. Um, you know, okay, hold on one more time. All right, that should be better. Um, so yes, I'm chilling. Literally just wait, hold on, let me test out my audio. Cause I know sometimes when I'll be making different changes and stuff, audio goes out. Uh, shout out to my husband for being live as well. I don't even know. That's weird. Okay, testing. Let me see. Testing. Okay, I'm just gonna make sure that's loud enough. Um, so anyway, as I was saying, like you won't be able to stop my progression no matter how hard you try because of the hatred that you have for me. And a lot of people don't like me because of simply is the fact that I catch on to their BS. I catch on to the things that I can feel that they're capable of. Always turns out that I was right. They always end up proving me right, you know? Like this one lady, who, I mean, I don't even know this lady like that, but she's put so much time and effort into her hatred for me. And you know what's crazy? She's actually always around one of my children all the time, every day. And my thing is, don't you got a life? But anyway, she's so sick in the mind that she would do whatever she could think of to try to ruin my life based off of things that she's reviewed about me. She don't even know me. Has she gotten the opportunity to know me? Yeah, I gave her that opportunity. I opened up that door for her, because see, one thing I don't like and I don't understand about adults is it's the fact that they're willing to go off of what somebody else said or read from a paper, believing in a man that that's the truth, believing in a man that that's exactly what it is. Um, so yeah, I opened up that door for her to know who I am. And when I did, I started to read what type of timing she was on. I could literally see straight through her, you know. Thank you for the gift of spiritual discernment. Um, I was able to see straight through her, and immediately cut her loose. She got upset. She got mad. She starts making up false things about me, false allegations. I mean, you know who you are. You sit back and you watch me all the time as much as you could. Unfortunately for you, I haven't been on here in what, almost 2 weeks. I can only imagine. Probably was binge watching my videos or whatnot. But anyway, I want to go back to what I was talking about before I even transition to the other room. I didn't know you was live either. See, yeah. So it's pretty early. So sorry for the disruptions. Um, what was I saying? Oh, so I wanted to go back to what I was talking about before I had moved myself around, and I was talking about um, how children are a blessing and children are a gift from God. He gifted us with these children. So when God gives you a gift, He want to see what you're capable of, what you're gonna do with it. You know what I'm saying? Now I admit, before I got to this stage in my life of understanding the scriptures and knowing, I'm sorry, give me a second. Right. That's all right. Get my little coffee or whatever. When children are a blessing, from God, He he want to see what you can do with it. Are you going to take care of what he gifted you with, or are you going to corrupt it? Are you going to ruin it? Now, I admit that back when I was younger, I'm not going to say that I was a horrible mother because I was never a horrible mother. I can't never put myself down like that. But I can honestly say that there was a lot of things about parenting that I didn't know, that I wasn't taught, you know. Um, I didn't take parenting too serious because I was a young mother, okay? By the time I was I 23 or 24, I had three children. I had gave birth to my first child, um, the after my senior year was over with. Um, I didn't know anything about really being a mom like that. I did, but only from what I saw on TV, you know, because the truth is, how can you be a amazing at the time? This is what I felt. How can I be an amazing parent if, you know, I'm not seeing, amazing parenting in the household that I was raised in, or the family that I'm always around. I'm not seeing that. I just didn't take it too serious. And I didn't realize until in my 30s that um, the real scripture about how children are a blessing. Like, don't get me wrong, I always knew that children were a blessing. Okay. When I was pregnant with my first child, I had a lot of judgment because I was young. A lot of people was telling me like, oh, you're supposed to be able to get to college and blah blah blah, trying to tell me what to do with my life at the age of 18. Oh yeah, you so young, you still got your whole life ahead of you. And people say these things when you already pregnant. You see my 4 month, 5 month pregnant belly, and you still sitting up here talking about, oh, you got your whole life ahead of you. You sure you want to do this? So what do you expect me to do? Just throw away my child, you know? Because in the Bible, I can assure you that it says that children are not supposed to be a burden, and they're not throwaways. And they're not just a piece of tissue or something that you could just throw away. What's up, Arthur? They not just no. So I really used to dislike when people would, talk to me like that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I took really good care of myself during my pregnancy with my oldest child. Um, if I'm in my 30s now, and at the time I was 18, you do the math. So yeah, I got a teenager now. But why explain to me, why do my children still respect me? They still love me. Can you explain that? Because they don't hate me. None of them do. Yeah. Um, excuse me. And then I don't I'm sorry, this creamer is weird tasting. The powdered creamer, it tastes a little, I don't know, I guess I'm just used to the creamer that's tastes kind of weird. I see the difference. That's why I prefer the creamer that's refrigerated. But anyway, all of my children have the utmost respect for me as their mom. They don't hate me. They don't dislike me, you know. Although I don't get a chance to wake up to my children every single day and see their faces every single day like some of you guys do. I do want to let y'all know this to the parents out there that always, you feel like your child is a burden on you, then that means that you are not taking into consideration the blessing that God gifted you with. Do you not know that a child is a true blessing? Do you not know that you were a blessing once upon a time because your mom was pregnant with you? God put you there. He knew you. He knew us before we were even here on this earth. My own mother told me some time ago that I was a mistake, okay? That um I was supposed to I was supposed to be a aborted baby. Um that I wasn't supposed to be here, basically, you know. And that hurt. That hurts, coming from your parent. You know, my own parent told me this. And years later down the line, I can clearly see how much of a burden, I truly was to both of my parents. Do I have both of my parents in my life? No, I don't. Why? Because I was such a burden. Because according to her, I wasn't supposed to be here. You know what's even more crazier? My father, I'm his only child. Do y'all not know how many black fathers, especially from, that was born in the black fathers that was born in the 50s and the 60s and, you know, less, look, y'all know what I mean. Y'all know a lot of black fathers, they got a lot of kids, okay? But I'm an only child. And it's sad that my own father doesn't want anything to do with me either because he felt the same way as my own mother did, which is you wasn't supposed to be here. I was, messing around with your mother, and yeah, we was in a short-term relationship, but it didn't work out. But I'm here though. I'm here though. But when you read the scripture, John chapter 15, verse 18 through 19, I'm gonna be honest with you, it really, really initially started the problems with me being such a burden. Um, it didn't start with my father until I reached my late teens. You know, obviously it started with my mom when I was a kid. But see, when you're disliked by your own family, immediate family members, people that raised you, people that helped raise you. And some of my story shouldn't even be foreign to y'all because a lot of y'all out there got a lot of family members that hate y'all guts, that dislike you. Yes, your own family. Yes, your own siblings. Yes, your own parents. Yes, it's nothing new under the sun. These things have happened back in biblical days as well. The stories are being told in the Bible as well. So I don't care what anybody got to say about me right now. Yes, I'm hated by my own family. Yes, I'm hated by my own parents. But the scriptures tell you clear as day. John chapter 15, verse 18 through 19. If the world hates you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. If ye were of the world would love his own. Let me tell y'all something.
I have a brother. My brother is, no disrespect to him, no disrespect, but he's of the world. The whole family loves him. You want to know why? Because they're of the world as well. But see, when I stepped out of that, when I was chosen to be out of this world, I have to deal with and accept the fact that I am not accepted by the world. I'm not accepted by people that have my children, you know. I'm not accepted by people that get an opportunity to see my children. I'm not accepted by my own family, by strangers out here. Let's not forget jobs will deny you. You will get false accusations against you. You will get uh, what was I gonna say? Uh, falsely imprisoned, and you know, you name it. So when I tell people certain things that has happened to me in my life, they always want to point the finger at me and say, "Well, what did you do wrong?" Nothing. Oh, here you go. Always, you had to do something. I didn't do anything. The reason why my situation with not being able to see my children, I'm sorry, with not being able to have custody of my children for 7 years is because of who I am. It has nothing to do with nothing outside of that. It's because of who I am. And it's not anything bad. It's what they view as bad. Look at the scriptures. Look at the scripture. John chapter 15, verse 18. I'm sorry, I got to keep throwing that at y'all. But it's the truth. When you look at what the scriptures say, you will see, oh man, that's crazy. But you got to be willing to accept that. I can't push myself back into the world to be loved by the world and to say, you know what, I'm so sick and tired of this hatred towards everybody. Let me just go back into the world, and let me just let me just go take a step back into the world so I could feel loved by everybody again. So I could be more accepted by everybody again. Let me just do it. I'm tired of the hate. Look, they gonna hate you when you doing good. They gonna hate you when you ain't. They're gonna hate you when you're doing good. They're gonna hate you when you're doing better than them. They gonna hate you when they ain't got nothing to talk about in regards to you. They'll hate you for all of that. Rather you're doing good, rather you're doing bad, rather you're doing excellent, you know. And it's crazy because it's like when I'm sitting here chilling, just living, just being thankful for yet another day. Thankful that God gave me a chance to wake up again. Because, the thing is, He didn't have to give us another opportunity, but He did. Gave us another chance again. And a lot of people take these chances, they take it for granted. For instance, a person that hates you so much, they focus on you too much because they hate you, which means that they're idolizing you. Yes, you can idolize a person through hatred because you think about them too much. You don't even put that much time and effort into God, the you know, the God that you say that you believe in, but you put all of that hatred into me. You idolize me then. You know what else is even more sickening? It's when you dislike someone so much to the point where you have possession of something that is theirs. You don't think that's weird? You don't think that if if I and this is just if I was of the world. If I was of the world and I dislike someone so much, I would never want possession of something that they have. That's still attaching myself to the person that I dislike. I want out. I want to stay away from you. I don't want to see you. I don't want to hear from you. I want nothing that used to be yours or that is yours. I don't want it. I don't. It's a very sick obsession, very sick obsession. And, this is a way for demons to try to continue to attach themselves to you by taking possession of something that is yours or someone, which is a child, that is yours. But they dislike you though. Make that make some sort of sense. It's a spiritual thing, very spiritual. I look at everything from a spiritual aspect because everything is spiritual. Yep. And dang, it's been an hour already. What time is it? It's been an hour already. Wow. Um, children are a blessing. And I just want to go back to this. Children are not supposed to be a burden. They are a blessing. And I think I was going to say a little earlier that to the parents out there that has an opportunity to wake up, not only you get a chance to wake up every single day of your life, you get a new opportunity every day to breathe again, but you also have a gift from God that he blessed you with which is a child. You get a chance to wake up to your child every single day, right? Cherish that. And it's a test. It's a blessing and it's a test in the same breath. He blesses you with a child. It's a test. And it really starts from the very beginning of pregnancy. When you find out, this is what me and my husband was talking about the other day. When you find out that you were pregnant, right? Obviously, as a woman, um, you have to feel the symptoms, you got to know your body. And then when you just so sure, take a pregnancy test. Turns out 2 lines. What does that mean? You're pregnant. Oh my God, I'm pregnant. So now this is a way to discover if your heart is if your heart is either pure or hardened. Why I say that? Because a lot of women don't get happy when they're pregnant. They don't cherish that. They literally don't cherish that because you want to know why they don't know Psalms chapter 127 verse 3. They don't know that. And if they read it, they'll be like, oh, yeah, I heard that before. Children are a blessing. No, no, no. Understand that. Understand that who gave you this blessing. Understand that. See, God don't make any mistakes. So even to the women out there, you know, that found out that they were pregnant and you felt like it was the wrong time. You felt like, man, I was just about to graduate college or just about to, graduate school, or I was just about to get ready and get married, or and you feel like a pregnancy is a burden, or it's stopping you from progression. You're wrong. You wrong. You were gifted. That is a blessing. And now your job and your duty, not just you, but the Father as well, is to live. You have to live with that blessing every day of your life. It's a blessing. And it shouldn't come as a disruption in your life. I'm only talking to y'all about things that um I was taught. Okay. I don't like to I don't like to learn things and keep it to myself. That's selfish. I've To be honest, when I'm knowledgeable on certain things, I like to talk about it because I also want other people to be knowledgeable. You don't know how many people out here really don't understand that children are a blessing from God. He blessed the mother to be pregnant. And the fathers, you fathers out there, y'all got to understand as well, it's even more of a blessing when you're able to impregnate. It's not just something that you can go around bragging and boasting about. Oh yeah, yep, I got a baby on the way. Oh yeah, this chick that I just, she pregnant or whatever. Oh yeah, I'm a father. This y'all literally, it's bigger than that. I promise you. It's bigger than that. And when you view it the same exact way that I view it, you would be like, wow. In a good way though. Because like I said, I always used to hear from the old folks, you know, oh, children are a blessing. But then again, they would put a age limit on it, you know. Children are a blessing all the way up until they turn 18. Children are oh no, no, no. Children are a blessing until they reach their teenage years. This is what they used to say to us. Oh man, when you have you a child, you better cherish every moment of those little baby stages and the toddler stages, because when they get older, man, they're going to wreak havoc. When they get older, when they turn 18, they need to be getting their own place. They need to get their own. It's like these high expectations, high unrealistic expectations. Why did I say unrealistic? Because if you did not follow the scriptures of the Bible and you did not train your child up in the way that they should go in Proverbs so that they won't depart from it, then you don't have a say so. Period. And in what your child should be doing when they turn 18 or 17. You shouldn't even be opening up your mouth. Your child ain't ready for the real world. I I've had to experience these same exact things, Well, okay, I'm gonna give an example. My brother, on his 18th birthday, he was kicked out of the house. He woke up that morning. He was excited to be 18. Finally, um, he left and went to the neighbor's house, and he celebrated his birthday differently. He didn't want to celebrate his birthday with us, which is, hey, that's fine with me. You got friends and stuff, go hang out with your friends. At the time I was 17. Yeah, I was like 16 or 17, and my brother had just turned 18. So when he came back home, he was locked outside of the house. And he couldn't get in. He called to get back in, and my mom said, "You can't come back in here." You want to go out there, you want to be out there, spend the rest of your life out there, pretty much. And she took all his bags and threw it out the door. My brother been gone since, and he older than me, about 1 year though. But he has not returned back home since the age 18, since he was kicked out. You know, and I became scared because I'm like, oh my God, I'm next. I'm gonna be 18 and I'm gonna have to get kicked out too, and I'm not ready for this. That man wasn't ready for the world. He wasn't trained up in the way that he should go. The only thing that he was trained to do was go to school, get an education, get a job. That's it. Um, so he had nowhere to go. So he ended up being homeless on a train, sleeping on a train, for a few weeks until they caught on to him, and they told him, you gotta get off the train, you can't no longer sleep on here. He ended up going to a shelter for a couple months. Then then he had a family member that was willing to rent, because some of the family, they own apartments and houses and stuff like that. Like I said, remember this, y'all. I'm hated by the world. So what does that tell you? When I'm hated by the world, I'm hated by my own family. My brother was still of the world, so he was gifted with a very, very cheap 2 bedroom apartment by the family. All he had to do was work for them. He worked, I think he was working with them doing rehabbing and construction or whatever. And he was able to keep up the payments on rent. And he stayed there for like, I think 5 or 6 years. And then transitioned to, he bought his own house and everything. Um, and then the whole entire family just look at him like, you know, everything that he did is just such an accomplishment. He went to college. He didn't graduate, college, of course, but he still stayed in college long enough for them to say that it was progression. While on the other hand, when I turned 18, um, my situation was different because I ended up finding out that I was pregnant at 18. I didn't get kicked out the house at that point because she told me that if I kick you out, I'm going to go to jail. I can't even have you out here like that, you know? But abortion was talked about. I declined. Thank you, God. I felt like, at that point in my life, I'm like, why would I do that? Why would I throw away my child like that, um, for your satisfaction? I did that before, 4 years prior to me turning 18. And when I did that, I was hurt. Because let me explain something to y'all women and to y'all men that have no experience whatsoever with terminating a pregnancy, with abortions and stuff like that. Let me explain something to y'all. Coming from a person that's had to experience these things about 3 times in my life. The first time I was very young, you know, and the next 2 times I was in my early 20s. Okay. It has to be one of the most traumatizing things. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Blood is on your hands. Blood is on your hands. Just as well as Blood is on the hands of the father as well. Blood is on the hands of anybody who even opens up their mouth to even talk to you about terminating a pregnancy. Blood is on their hands. Blood is on the hands of anybody that feels that it is the right thing to do. I promise you it's not. You don't even want that experience of walking into an abortion clinic, looking around inside of the waiting room and seeing how many minorities. All you see is black women and Mexican women in there with their head down, looking sad. Some of them, they on the phone, chit-chatting with their friends, chit-chatting with family members. Yeah, I'm about to go in here and do it. And they do it with such confidence. Like it's just the people that work at the front desk that has to give you the paperwork so you can fill it out, so you can put your insurance information on there. They just as sick. Anybody, I don't care how much money you make. I don't care if you have a passion for, you shouldn't even have a passion for this. How can you have a passion to wake up every day of your life, put on your uniform, and be proud to say, yeah, I work in an abortion clinic, but I don't deal with the other stuff that they do in the back room. I just deal with paperwork. At the end of the day, it's blood on your hands, sweetheart. Still blood on your hands. Anybody that take a step into that abortion clinic, I promise you is blood on your hands. I promise you. And this is coming from a person that had to experience this 3 times. It's not something that you want to do. I'm telling you. Just carry the child to term and cherish every moment of being pregnant because it's a blessing, a gift from God. Psalms chapter 127, verse 3, it's a gift. Every pregnancy is not a mistake, it is a gift. I'm telling you. So the hate that people give just because you decide that this is what you want to do, hey, I want to carry my child to term. You talking about terminating pregnancies and abortions. I ain't doing that. And let me explain something to y'all. A lot of women, they say stuff like, oh, me and my family, we don't believe in that. Okay. And why is that? Have they broke it down to you? Have they explained that to you? And I'm not saying that you should not ever say that, because that's a start. You don't believe in terminating pregnancies. That's good. That's a start. But have you really done your research? Has anybody in your family ever had that experience so that they can be able to tell you like, hey, this, I'm telling you, you don't want to do this. You know, have they read the scriptures? Most importantly, um we're not just supposed to discard a blessing that God has gifted us with, which is a baby. You don't discard the child and throw them away into some trash, or get them chopped up into pieces like they're nothing. I promise you they still a human. Let me tell you something. You When I started to, after I did these things, right? Got the terminated and stuff like that. And I was doing my research and I saw pictures. Because see, the thing is when you under anesthesia and you wake up, all you can remember is what happened before you, if you can remember anything, what happened before you got under the anesthesia. All I be remembering is they bring me into the surgery room. Well, it looks so scary. It looks so scary, like a horror movie. They say, breathe into this mask and you'll be asleep for about maybe 15 minutes tops. It's gonna feel like you were asleep for about a whole day. But and this is what they told me. All I remember every time is breathing into a mask, and I just wake up in the recovery room, and I'm not, no longer pregnant anymore. But each and every time I had questions. Where is the baby? Oh, what we do is, we just save the tissue cells, and we save the tissue cells. What? So why are y'all saving the baby's tissue cells if you know, wanted the pregnancy to be completely terminated? And oh, we take it to the lab and we do further testing. Why are you doing further testing? So yes, they are, killing the babies, but they're taking the tissue, they're discarding the embryos or fetuses, putting them into this it's like a bag, disposable bag, and shipping it off to the lab for further testing. Come on, man. And I didn't even believe that because I feel like it's more that they do to it. Just like I found out that aborted babies is actually inside of makeup. It's inside of food. Talking about they doing further testing. Further testing my behind. What y'all doing is y'all are chopping up those pieces and turning it into a powder substance or turning it into food. These people are sick. They're sick like that. Trust me. You don't want to terminate. You want to carry the gift that God blessed you with. Okay? It's nothing fun about it. It's not exciting. And I had a lot of people in my ear too much back then. I used to always just listen to people all the time, you know. But I was so grateful when I turned 18, you know, I found out I was pregnant and I decided to just keep my child despite all of the negative things that people said. I feel like, see, back then I cared too much about people's opinions rather than my own. I cared too much about what some, and then after I would do what these people would say I should do, that what they would suggest that I would do, I would think to myself like, I wonder have they ever did this. I wonder have they did this before they even suggested that I should do it. From my experience, my learning experience, do not, don't ever, ever in y'all lives terminate a pregnancy. Women, please don't. Men, please do not encourage it. If you don't want to deal with the child that you helped to put here, give me a second. Actually, not man. If you don't want to deal with a child that you helped to put here on this earth, I guarantee you, I promise you, you're gonna have to face the wrath from the Most High. But always know this: if you decide that you don't want to deal with the child, it's a shame that you have the ability to go your separate ways. But the woman that you impregnated that decides that she wants to keep the child, she can't. It's so sick how it's so easy for men to just say, "Ugh, I don't want a child right now." After you just literally got the woman pregnant. Now you talking about you don't want the child. But the child on the way now. So what you gonna do? Oh, I would rather pay child support. Oh, I would. Oh, trust me, I know men. that have willingly gave up their rights. For, they gave up their rights willingly. And see, you know what's so crazy? Same thing for women goes is the same exact thing for a man. Any woman can be pregnant and carry a child to term. Any woman can do that if they have the ability to. No disrespect to the women that really want children but they can't have any, but a woman that has the ability to be pregnant, um you know, not even and a lot of them don't understand that when you have the ability to be pregnant, God is actually gifting you, he's blessing you. You know, they look past that blessing. But anywho, um any woman can be pregnant, but that don't mean that you a mom though. That don't mean that you a mother. Okay, it's certain characteristics that you will have to present to show how great of a mother you truly are to your child. Real talk. And most importantly, not even just that. Hold on. We gotta please. We are to please the Most High God. So please Him by showing Him how great of a mother or a father you are. You ain't gotta show you what you don't have to show that to nobody else other than God and obviously your child. You know. So where was I going with that? But yeah. Um but yeah, so men, you know, it just sickens me how they could just run up out of the lives of, you know, women that they get pregnant. They fail to realize that that is going to hunt them for the rest of their lives. You will suffer some harsh consequences for abandoning your seed. Fathers in the Bible, this is exactly what it says. Fathers, do not provoke your children to anger. And a lot of y'all are doing just that. Walking out of your child's life because you just feel like I can't do this, I'm not ready to be a father. Some of them will literally wait until their child turned 12 years old to say they don't want to be a father no more. It, it is just so doggone sick, you know. But I'm gonna be honest with you, you know, the wrath that you're gonna have to face behind abandoning your child, abandoning your seed, gonna have to face a harsh reality. I felt bad, you know, because like I said, in the beginning, my father, I'm his only child. Um, but he's decided that he doesn't want to raise me, help help to raise me. He didn't want to be in my life. He wanted to be in and you know every now and again father. Um, the sickening part is how he presents himself as an amazing father to people that is around him. He even goes as far as telling people he has a daughter. And you know, the sickest, illest part about it is the fact that he has six grand. He would. I sometimes when I just think about this stuff, I shake my head because I'm telling y'all, God. Oh my goodness, man. When I was thinking about this yesterday and me and my husband was having this real deep conversation, we were like, can you believe that we taught ourselves through trial and error? We taught ourselves through trial and error. We taught ourselves how to become greater. We taught ourselves how to follow Christ. We taught ourselves how to, how to pray real good, how to read the scriptures. Like we taught ourselves these things. We taught ourselves about faith. But see, God lives in us. He lives within us to be able to guide us to these things Our parents ain't do this. You would have thought, right? Our parents ain't do this. Can't get them no credit because they ain't do this. We did. God did, actually. God is our mother and our father. So we don't need our parents. We didn't went this through this life, pretty much without them, and we still doing it. But as we were talking, we were sitting here like in awe because I was like, wait a minute. You mean to tell me I'm my father's only child, right? Which is a blessing alone. But let's not even mention that God gifted me with 6 children, which means that He gifted my father with 6 grandchildren, right? That he has yet to see. And I'm gonna be honest with you. The last time my father seen any of my kids was like 9 years ago. Literally 9 years ago. That was the only time. And he hasn't made any effort to see them again. I was making too much effort to constantly try and reach out to him. And he didn't want anything to do with me. He didn't want to talk to me. You want to know why? Because I'm not living up to his standards for the type of daughter that he would want. He wants a daughter that has no children. He wants a daughter that is a single, independent black woman. Not gonna lie to you. He doesn't want me in a marriage and a relationship and none of that, which is very controlling. You know what I'm saying? How are you gonna try to dictate the way that my life turns out? It's sick. He didn't want me to have all these kids. He didn't even want me to have one child. He wanted me to go to school, get my education, of course, like in all the other black parents do. Oh, go to school, get your education, go to college, get you a degree, and just work and be a slave like how we were. Don't own any business. It's gonna take too long for you to own you a business. Plus, you need to be passionate about something first. But they never teach you how to own your own business, though. They always teach you how to work for somebody else. But anywho, he wanted me to be the typical. He wants me to be like that. And he's disappointed in the fact that I didn't turn out like how his nieces and nephews turned out. He's disappointed in the fact that my nieces and nephews, they're doing well for themselves. They graduated college, you know. And what's crazy? His nieces and nephews, they ain't married. They not with their partners at all. They're single, either single black men with children or single black women with children. I'm telling you, he wanted me to be just like that. You want to know why? Because my grandmother was like that. A Miss Independent, single black woman with children. With how many children did my grandma have? 5 or 6. 5 or 6 kids. Independent black woman, a strong black woman with children and grandchildren. Just saying. So the fact that the generational curses is being broken, um, people hate that. My own family, they hate that. Even on my mother's side, they all want me to be just this single, independent black woman that can do bad all by myself. Single black woman with children. And dang, it's sick. For real. It's sick. The thing is, we're breaking the generation. My husband, his mother told him, his own blood mother, biological mother, she told him, she said, you at your worst. Like, he at his worst. How? How is he at his worst? She said you at your worst because basically he's not living with his family. You know, he's not uh in that mindset that he was way before he met me, which is, you know, reliant on friendships and family members to support him, to be there for him. You know, she wants him back in that mindset. She don't even want him in a relationship with anybody. This is a man that's halfway, you know, about to be 40, about to be 40 in the next few years that you talking to. You talking about he at his lowest because he's breaking the generational curses of the family that hated you as his mother. The same family that despised you, that hated you as his mother. You want him to be in the center of that. And you hate the fact that he decided to break the curses. So you say you at your lowest. That's exactly what she said. And she meant that. And then after that, what did she do? Try to make this man life a living hell. All he has ever done, I promise to God, on everything I look, all this man has ever done was try to love his mom. His mom, his mom was not in his life, you know, from the time he was a newborn up until, you know, his 30s. But she marched back into his life as an adult, and she was in and out of his life still. And the very last time, which was last year, she told him, "You at your lowest." The crazy part is, you know, I can't knock him because he honors his mom. He honored his mom. He loved his mom. So I kept trying to, you know, let him know like, hey, your mom is straight up disrespectful. She evil. I don't trust her. I just kept saying it. I'm like, I respect, because it's like I respect her, you know, but I don't trust her. It was just something about her that I just can't trust. And yes, last year she tried to make not only his life but our lives a living hell, off based off of straight hatred, because she wants her son to herself. Just a very sick woman. She wants her son to herself. She don't want her son to be clinging to his wife. You know, she don't want him to have a wife. She don't want him to have a life. Period. Just evil. Yes, it be your own parents. What's up, Jamal? You said old school has a different standard. Unfortunately, definitely. Facts. Facts. You said because he has a new queen and you. Yes. Um, but his mom was never his queen though. You know. Um, well, he wanted that. He wanted. I promise you, I've never in my life, like out of all the people, guys that I've dated, they didn't have that much utmost respect for their mothers like how he did. He literally loved his mom. Even though she wasn't there for him in his life and stuff like that, you know, when she was coming around, he respect this woman, loves her, shows so much respect and love to her. He never disrespect her, never talk down on her, nothing. All he would just say is, "My mom wasn't there for me in my life. I was adopted out, you know, by my family, by my grandmother, stuff like that." Um, but he never disrespected her though. And when she would call, he would answer the phone. He would call her back. He would text her. He would always say, "I love you, mom," you know, just respect. But when she started to see how he's changed, you know, and how he isn't how he was before he met me, she told this man, "You at your lowest." And after that, she tried to ruin his life. It is. Jamal, change is hard. You know, the word change, this is exactly what I talk about a lot too. The word change is so hard for people. They don't even like to hear that word, period. Change, change. What I need to change about myself. I don't need to change anything about myself. You know? Exactly. Yes, forgive, but don't forget. You know? Of course. Do you not know this woman literally tried to ruin his life in both of our lives just from her hatred alone? Do you not know how we could have? Oh my, people literally don't know what me and my husband could be capable of when they try to pull certain things on us. They don't even know, but they don't, what they fail to realize and what they keep taking for granted is the fact that we changed. If you do me wrong, I don't have to do you wrong because you did me wrong. I ain't the old Danny. Now, the old me, of course, I used to love retaliation. Oh, I lived for retaliation back then. That was my favorite thing to do. I always felt like if anybody play with me, if anybody do me wrong, I'm retaliating flat out. I don't got to do that. You want to know why? Because I follow the law of the Bible. And it specifically says, not specific because I don't know the specific scripture, you know what I'm saying? But I do know that in this scripture, it specifically talks about how when someone do you wrong, you ain't supposed to do wrong back. Because guess what? They're saying that we've always heard, two wrongs don't make a right. It really don't. Because that person that did you wrong may feel like they were right for doing what they did. Because see, a lot of people that do you wrong, they justify their reasonings as to why they've had to do that to you. They come up with some of the most diabolical reasonings, and it's like, you did that because of that. Why would you do that? That's stupid. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I'm gonna be honest with you. This is how, this is how I know, man. God chose me out of the world because when I used to be of the world, and when people would do me wrong, I would do wrong back to them. You know what would happen? It always come back on me every time. Every time I've decided, okay, you just did me like that, or you just lied on me, or you just, you know what I'm saying? You just got put a police report on me and you lied. Oh, you got something coming your way. Better believe that. And I will hop right on it. But every time I would do that, bad things would happen to me though. Bad things wouldn't happen to those people. But it would happen to, see, they karma will, not karma, but they will reap what they sow later on down the line. But for me, it'll happen, things that happen to me too fast. So I came to the realization, I said, you know what? I'm gonna just stop. I'm just gonna stop. And then when I started to read the scriptures, I saw it in the Bible. And I said, oh wow, no wonder. Because wrong and wrong don't mix. It don't. It don't mix well at all. Wrong and wrong, it's like two people that's doing one another wrong, somebody gonna have to suffer some consequences. And it would always be me first. So no, I don't do people wrong. I let people suffer um from their decisions, their choices. If you decide right now that you want to put a false report on me for whatever reason because you feel some sort of way about me, because of the hatred that you have for me, you know, this is exactly why I said when hatred goes too far. Because of the hatred that you possess over me, you gonna have to suffer the consequences. Not me. Guess what? Guess what? His mother, his own mother, she did all that. You know, she lied on us. And this is all from her pure hatred in her heart. Y'all, you know what kills me with people? It's the fact that they really don't believe that people are capable of doing things like this. It's like, oh no, what did you do wrong? No, no, y'all got to understand that people will have so much hatred for you that they will go so far with their hatred because they invest all of that time and they invest all of that energy that they have into hating you. They start to come up with these different hateful ideas, and it's like, I could do them like this, I could do them like this, not even understanding and realizing that eventually you're gonna have to suffer some consequences for the things that you did. Y'all don't even know the wrath that this woman is facing right now for the things that she did. You said you don't let the enemy bring you down to their level. Some people don't know how to love, trying to find fault in others. Yes, yes, yeah. They don't know how to love because they've never been loved. But you know what's crazy? I wasn't loved. Coming up, born and raised in the city of Chicago, raised around hateful family, hateful, siblings. I was hated bad. And you know why? Look at my skin complexion right now as an adult. Could you even imagine how white my skin was when I was young? I can actually show y'all a picture if I can find it. I'm gonna have to get off of here too, y'all, because I got to start getting my day started. But yeah, you know what? I'm probably gonna pull the picture up on her later, cause I'm gonna have to go through to find it. But if if you look at my skin complexion now, imagine how I looked when I was like 4, 5, 6. Matter of fact, I didn't start darkening just a little bit until I want to say high school. Like I would say maybe junior year in high school. You know, I started darkening up just a little bit, or I might get a little lucky and darken up. During the summertime. Getting the tan and stuff. But a lot of the hatred from my own family literally came about because of my skin complexion. I already had to deal with that from my own peers at school, you know, but to be targeted because of my skin complexion by my own family, they've went as far as to telling my mom that she was pregnant by an Asian guy, because when I was born, my skin was just pure, just pale. Like I was so pale, I was so white with the Chinese eyes and everything. So they thought that she got pregnant by an Asian man. They started to treat her different. They started to treat me differently as a baby. It was only a select few good-hearted people in the family that um that treated me like I was a part of the family. But the majority, they disliked me. And it's crazy. It's because of it's because of my skin complexion. And it's crazy that I'm the only one on my mother's side of the family that's this skin complexion, because everybody else is just black. They have dark skin, you know. I would say that I only have one cousin, and I think she's like a teenager or something now, or a grown adult now. But on my mother's side, that was mixed with uh Caucasian and black, and obviously that's because her mom is black, but her dad was white. Um, so I'm actually on here right now trying to find a picture. Oh, here you go. Okay, so I want to brighten this up so I can show y'all that this was back in the 90s, obviously. And this is how I used to look when I was a kid. You know, look at me. Just an innocent little kid. You know what I'm saying? Just an innocent little kid that I didn't know any better, man. I didn't know. I was just born into a family that everybody was dark, a dark complexion, and I was the only white little the only white little girl in the family. And a lot of the hatred came from that alone. You know, they swore up and down. They even went as far as to telling my mom that she needs to go get a DNA test, even though she knew who the father of the child was, which is my dad. Um, needs to go get a DNA test. She did. She listened to her family, and yeah, she got a DNA test. I still remember, to this day, sitting in the courthouse, at the Daily Center, downtown Chicago, sitting in the courthouse. I was like 5 or 6 years old, and I remember one of the court appearances. My dad came in, and he sat next to me. I promise you, he didn't say a word to me. I didn't even know that man. Okay, I was like 5 years old. I didn't even know that man. Um, but my mom was sitting on one side, my dad was sitting on the other side, and I was in the middle. All I seen was a man come in the room. They called him in, and he came and he sat next to me, and they swabbed everybody's mouth. And the results came out that he was 99.9% my father. The family was stunned because they like, oh wow, so you're not pregnant by a uh by an Asian man then, you know. And here's another picture of me, and I was in second grade. Let me kind of zoom out a little bit. I'm about to have to get off of here too, y'all, because I don't shut down my name. I'm coming. So this is me when I was.
Baby boy too. Sorry. Hey, Danny TV subscribers.
This is me when I was in second grade. Um, I'm trying to show y'all one more picture. One more picture. I love looking at my little young pictures and stuff. You said I was told I was adopted because I had a different father than my sibling. Same. Me and my brother, we have different fathers. My brother's father is pure Nigerian. Um, he's an actual Nigerian. There he is. Um, so my brothers have half African American, half Nigerian. And he was treated better than I was. He said, I'm dark, my son is light, 99.9%. He mine. Nobody wanted to believe. I'm finna, what's crazy? I was just about to show you a picture or something, but because I had a situation where people was telling me that one of my children, obviously I didn't get pregnant by a black man. I got pregnant by a Hispanic. People swore I got pregnant by a Hispanic. These were rumors that had spread through the other side of the family that just 100% was not true. But I guess people just failed to look at me. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at me. Um, but anyway, so this is another picture of me back in the 90s. Yeah, it was the 90s. And you know what I'm saying? My own family used to make me extremely insecure about my skin complexion, bro. My own family. This is when I was sitting on Santa Claus' lap. Right. You know what I'm saying? Same. I have a daughter. I have another daughter. Um who looks identical to me. She is my identical twin. She looks just like me. Same skin complexion and everything. My oldest daughter is a dark complexion. She has dark skin, but she looks like my identical twin as well. Um, but people try to say like, oh, what is she mixed with because her hair is not coarse, I mean it is, but at the same time, when it's wet, it's extremely kinky and curly. And it's like, I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of people, and Jamal, I'm not sure if you're a subscriber or whatnot, but I encourage you to go check out my other live streams. Obviously I haven't been on here like I would be a lot more consistent, but I haven't been on here for almost 2 weeks. I encourage you to go look at my other live streams in which I talked about black racism. And a lot of people, they like that topic because they know that that's the hidden truth within the black community, black racism. And I experienced black racism from my own family. And it's not more so just skin complexion. It's not just a skin complexion. It is uh just straight up hatred from the black community about other things other than my skin. So this is my last picture I'm gonna show y'all. This was in 1997. Me and my brother. Obviously, you could see that. Well, we was at the mall, and this is when they had Sesame Street there. Obviously, you could see that I'm lighter, he's darker. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? He's lighter. I mean, I'm lighter, he's darker. So we used to get treated totally different from one another. My brother, he used to be a lot more uh unconditionally loved by the whole entire family, including my mom. Um, his dad wasn't around because his dad passed away uh when my mom was pregnant with him. His father passed away, so he never got an opportunity to meet his father or anything like that. But um his father was 100% Nigerian. um yeah. um yes, the way that we treated and stuff like that. But I was going to show you a picture of something. Well, I guess I'm gonna say y'all. It's 5 people in here, but it's only one person who I appreciate that's actually engaging. That's the problem that I have in my live streams. Actually, engagement. People just be, I don't know. Um. So where is this picture at? Okay. Yeah. Actually, dang. R.I.P. to my grandma. But this is me and my granny. Um. And my grandmother, she died back in 2018, I think. You know. But anyway, I want to show y'all a picture because people assume that one of my children was Hispanic, half Hispanic, half Hispanic, and he's not. People keep trying to, I, people be, they constantly keep trying to tell me that, oh, you should go get tested, get your children genetics and stuff like that. I'm not about to do that. You want to know why? Because y'all got to understand something. The blood and all. If I just talk to y'all about what they do to aborted babies from my experience of having 3 terminated pregnancies and learning about what they do to aborted babies, what the heck do you think they do with your blood? or your any type of your skin cells or your DNA period, like your saliva and stuff like that. You want to get tested and get it sent off to a lab to see what, you know, tribe you from and all of that stuff. Don't do it. Especially the times that we living in now. They're using AI. They're using your DNA to enhance AI. And then you easily lied to. You said 1215 used to be my address in 15. That's crazy. 1215 is actually my birthday. December 15th. Um, they actually just passed, so but yeah, my child, they say, your child is, you know, he's a Hispanic. He's half Hispanic. You know what I mean? Look at my baby. Baby boy. You know? And it's like, oh, he's half, and this, you know, he's way older now, but this when he was a little baby. And people used to just stay trying to make me feel some type of way about the children that I gave birth to. Mind you, my three oldest children all have the same father. The only difference is the oldest one, she's darker, but the two that's under her are light, you know? They told me that I need to go get some genetics testing done and all of that. I'm not doing that. Now I thought about doing it when I was young, um, and I was gonna fall in a trap, but I didn't do it. Now I just want to show y'all one more picture, and then I'm gonna have to get off here because way past my time. Because then the next rumor was the fact that my other daughter, who actually looks exactly like me, same complexion and everything, I got pregnant by a white man. You know, first I got pregnant by a Mexican, then I got pregnant by a white man. You know, these is rumors throughout the family. Although they both have the same father, their father is a dark complexion. You know, but I got pregnant by a white man though. You know, look at me. Like, I guess, you know, they don't see my skin complexion at all. At all. Just weirdos, you know? Yeah, family tree is deep. But my skin complexion comes from on my father's side of the family. Okay, my father, he was a lighter complexion. He's actually darker now, but he used to be a lighter complexion. My grandmother was light. Majority of half the family on my grandmother's side, on my father's side, is a lighter complexion. You know, but so much hatred in anyway, y'all. And I know that, you know, this topic was surrounding hatred. It was surrounding speaking about you know, the hatred towards myself, really. Um, you know, the hatred towards pregnancies, towards children, my own children, family, all of that. So, anyway, guys, I gotta really go. I'm in a rush right now. So, just want to say that I love everybody and hopefully I will be back on here soon. Nevertheless, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Jamal, I really appreciate you for engaging. Follow the channel if you would like to. If not, it's perfectly fine. But you should go check out my other videos, live streams, and stuff like that when you get an opportunity. Uh, Make sure that y'all make somebody smile today. You know, say some encouraging things, encouraging words to people. And all right, y'all, we out.